So last time I've told you how I now approach the ability checks with the tiers of success and how it speeds up the game a little bit and how there's a little bit less stalling. Now I want to share with you how I've added a little something that is originally inspired by the game Call of Cthulhu. In Call of Cthulhu, there's this thing called the luck pool. And it is something that is expendable, and the more you progress in the game, the less luck you have. When I played and was a lore master in Call of Cthulhu, I really like how the luck was super flexible and allowed the players to approach the game in a very narrative way and a very think outside the box kind of way as well. I thought of a way to add something similar to Dungeons and Dragons, and what I came up with is something that I called fortune points. And how it works is the players at a certain level have a pool of fortune point that they can expend on anything that is rolled with a d20. So it can be a save, an attack roll, an ability check. So anything that is rolled with a d20, they can spend fortune points on. There's no limit to how many fortune points they can spend on any given roll. And once they're all spent, that's it. And they only refresh once they level up. My reason for implementing them was to give the possibility for players to take control of the narrative and have the narrative a bit less dependent on a dice roll. Meaning that sometimes the players do things that are very, very cool and nice in roleplay, but then the dice roll is just not in their favors. And my players love it. They know that it's a finite resource, so they cannot do that willy-nilly. But for major plot points, that's where it comes out. It can also come out in combat, so when there is a crucial attack that miss, for example, they can also use it. Or when there is a save that would fail otherwise, then they also use those fortune points. Unfortunately, I have players that are really, really unlucky with their dice rolls. Whenever there is an ability checks that is important to make, it happened quite a lot that they would fail, and that is one of the reasons why I started to implement tiers of success. I felt that they were missing out on too much, and that might be because I make very complex stories in general. I make very complex stories, so that might be one reason. But at the same time, I feel that using both the tiers of success and the fortune point makes it all tied together a little bit better in how the game Dungeons and Dragons function. It takes a little bit away of pure randomness from the dice, and it puts it a little bit more onto the agency to the player, and I'm all for that. I'm all for give agency to the players. And I'm still gonna apply all the rules as written, mostly. I'm just giving a couple of tools for the players to get the action going, get the players to interact a bit more, have the players dictate what the story is, and that's what I want. That's the point for me of this game. They are the main characters, and I'm just here to narrate what their story is. So for me, the fortune point are not so much a mechanic for how the game works mechanically. They're a story tool for them to use at clutch moments. And that's how they've been using it. Let me know what you think of this mechanic. Like, would it be something that you'd like to try in one of your game? Do you think do you like the fact that every dice roll is completely random? Or would you like to have something to influence a little bit more the story?